Parental discretion is advised.
Want to have your business or podcast featured on the show? Contact us at info@sorgatronmedia.com. Subject line, advertising.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
Hey guys, welcome to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. It's episode 394. That's a lot of Tuesdays. I'm Sorgatron here in the studios in Pittsburgh, PA, the Mayhem Studios, where it all started. Well, actually, it was over. This is where everything comes out of. Anyways, we're talking wrestling. We're fans of the wrestling. We just love getting into it, and let's get right into it tonight with our man from San Antonio, Texas, learning the college life. Working on his hippie beard, it's Eamon. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hello, and my hippie hair, which you can't tell because I got the headphones.
Hippie hair with the headphones.
It's fucking wild, and yeah.
It's wild, man. Yeah. You expand your mind.
That's our interpretation of the hippie community. So if you're a hippie, we apologize.
Using big words in college. Trepidation.
There he is, Bobby F. J-Town over in Johnstown, PA. Joining us. He's here. He's here.
I'm here.
He's here. And also joining us from the Bronx, New York, Mad Mike.
Excuse me, Sorg. I would like everyone to now refer to me as Mad Michael.
We'll get into why that is in a little bit. Guys, Wrestling Mayhem Show. We're at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You can follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube. You can even find us on your Roku device via the Blip TV app if you want to download that. And you can also drop us a line like somebody did earlier this week at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206 WMS0. And we're going to start the show the only way we know how, with the fan mail. Now, I believe, Eamon, have you been reading these ones? Yeah, you've been reading these question ones from our boy Dustin.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's read those things.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, by the way, if I'm acting super crazy tonight, just a heads up, Sorg told me to fill in for a missing LB in the crazy department, and I'm hoping to fulfill that goal. So
He currently has a cat licking his asshole.
Dear Mayhemians, I am writing this before Raw, so I can't comment on it. I can comment on one thing that I took away from TNA this week. The coal miner glove lives! The Wheel of Dixie contained that stipulation on a white wheel that you couldn't read. Dustin has magic eyes. I instantly was brought back to the Jake Roberts vs. Sting match at Halloween Havoc. While this is perhaps one of the most ridiculous of all-time match stipulations, I can't help but feel a bit of nostalgia for the heavy amounts of Southern wrestling themes on this stupid wheel. The bull rope match brings back some great memories, and every time I think of a First Blood match, I think of Dusty Rhodes versus Tully Blanchard. Sure, this wheel is a stupid thing, but the gimmicks have a Southern flavor that feels like it is fried, soaked in butter, and filled with racial connotations. Dixie is the new Paula Deen. Nah, I believe it. So yeah, questions. Number one, besides the coal miner's glove, what is another gimmick match that makes you cringe when you think about it?
Oh, I know. I got a good one. Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
I go with the bull rope match, where you have to touch the corners and all that stuff. I just think it's ridiculous.
Really? You're not a fan?
No.
The amplified.
You guys, also, this wasn't mentioned on the Wheel of Dixie, which is, by the way, not correctly proportioned. If you actually look at it, it's not. It's not. There's also a tuxedo match and a Dixieland match.
Yeah, that one's for LB.
Yeah, my choice for this question is Punjabi Prison, because while like Judy Bagwell on the pole is like an easy go-to, they've only had one of those matches.
And there's a reason. Just like Hell in a Cell.
They had two Punjabi Prisons. They're like, this is a match. Let's bring it back.
And did it? Oh, there's a sordid history to that one. I'm sure. Okay, next question.
Next question. Number 2. So the idea of TNA entertaining offers means that Panda is bailing on the promotion and that it will cease to exist in the next 3 months, according to many. Is this not something that many companies do in order to get an idea of what they are potentially worth, and does it mean that anything is for sale at this point?
I think it's for sale. I think if they're talking about this seriously, it is. Not that I'm a business expert or anything like that, but I really think this is for real.
I think they've been entertaining offers on it for a while.
Yeah.
And now they're just getting more desperate to get rid of it.
I think it's just like it's getting to that point where they can't hide it anymore. It was actually a really good explanation of the process on one of the wrestling dirt sheets, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it's. I think we're just to that point, and unfortunately, any name that comes up, like Billy Corgan in this last week, is just explodes, because I saw that like on every news and radio blog and all that kind of stuff over the last week. I don't know. It's going to be ridiculous stuff like that. I heard Jake Roberts wants to kickstart financials to buy it himself.
Jake Roberts,
I think we could do that and be more successful.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, we don't got DDP Yoga behind us, but we can always do a superhero team up on that kind of stuff, right? What's that, Bobby?
Yoga makes you do crazy things, everybody.
I know, right? I know.
Mr. Yoga.
Yoga that shit. I don't know.
Don't want to see.
Go ahead, Bobby.
I don't want to see Jake Roberts in yoga pants.
Hey, he can work it. He's lost a good amount of weight.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing very well for himself. All right, next question.
Number 3. After watching the rise and fall of ECW for the 4,000th time, I have a specific question. What angles / storylines do you think are too taboo to be successful in today's pro wrestling industry? I ask this because of the negative crowd reaction generated from the hardcore crucifixion of Sandman, which forced Scott Levy to break character and apologize to any fans who he may have offended. I got one. Faking having a concussion and a seizure in a ring.
Yeah, that's kind of rough.
I just want to talk about the hardcore crucifixion thing with Sandman for a quick second. I don't think that was too taboo. I just think that because of the specific audience they had that night, that was the only reason Raven apologized for it. Because if you remember, if you know your history, that was the same night Kurt Angle was supposed to start at ECW. And Kurt Angle saw that shit because he's a crazy Christian, and he's like, oh, hell no. Yet,
what did I get myself
into?
The
Undertaker and Steve Austin did it, I don't know, 2 years later. Everyone's cool with it.
That's true.
I gotta point out,
kind of ironic circumstance. Kurt Angle being offended by something that happens on a wrestling show, and then he does something super offensive, like 10 years later. Thanks, Kurt Angle.
Hank says it's only taboo if it's on Tuesday, though.
That's a fair point.
I tend to agree with that one. Yeah.
I miss Gene Snitsky saying Taboo Tuesday.
I miss Gene Snitsky kicking babies. By the way, kicking babies, I don't think that's something they'd be able to do.
I don't miss Gene Snitsky. I just miss Gene Snitsky saying Taboo
apparently
Tuesday.
Abortion angles aren't taboo because WWE's done like 3 of them. So.
Just wait till one of the Bellas is pregnant. You know that's going to happen.
Nah.
I
don't think it'll be an angle.
That's my time, guys. I loved the episode last week, and the discussions were excellent. Keep up the good work in helping me have something to look forward to on Wednesdays. Regards, Dustin.
Yep.
And wait a minute. Emailers have like specific time limits? I didn't know this.
Well, yeah. It's the unspoken rule. I'll be surrogate LB for tonight. This one is entitled "The Lunchbox Abides." Americans, it is I, the Lunchbox, accept no imitations. I am writing you from the sort of South where I am vacationing for the week. I have eaten magical hot dogs and had the best fried chicken possible. Game on. Go on. Imagine amazing fried chicken. Fuck you. Your chicken is garbage. But this isn't about my culinary adventures. That's a different show. No, this show is about wrestling. Let's fire up the old question machine. Number 1. Is Business Kane not the best thing to ever happen? I love Business Kane. I want him to preside over my wedding. His entrance theme should be Business Time by Flight of the Conchords, but covered by Finger 11. The song is about fucking, and so is Kane.
What?
Is this a question?
Yeah. There's a question mark somewhere in there.
Is the best thing, definitely the best thing ever.
And we may elaborate on it further. I think the big point about this Business Kane, even though we've only seen like 2 minutes of it, is the fact that it's different. Kane has been like the same. I mean, he's been unmasked and all that, but he's still been like Kane.
We talked
for, like,
last night.
So long.
We talked last night that this is Kane's like biker Taker.
Yeah.
Like biker Taker is what Taker is, right? This is Kane in real life.
Yeah, that's true.
He's the big red libertarian.
Exactly. And maybe that's what we're running into. Somebody was saying about him becoming governor of Tennessee or something. Is he running for it? Is
Probably
that what's happening?
probably quicker than Linda.
I bet he's already mayor of parts unknown.
Exactly. There you go.
I think the entire state of Tennessee is running from him. Become mayor or governor or whatever.
Number 2.
Glenn Jacobs policies. Fire. Sorry.
Oh, you did not complete that joke, did you?
No, I didn't.
All right, moving on. That's
I
right.
heard you doing the question. I was already
I got one that you're good at. And if you want to pull one up so you can demonstrate, at JBO commentator, this is not a question, it is a command. Commend? Go, follow, and then ask Eamon to say Maggle.
Okay, let me see if I can find one.
So this is a Twitter account that was discovered.
We discovered it last night, and then we spent like in the entirety of some match. I forgot what match. Just yelling.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Axel.
It's only been around for like 2 weeks, but it's been probably one of my favorite Twitters as of late. This is his latest one because I've been forced to say this because apparently I say them funny. Well, I guess Raw is over. Time to take the Jet BL home to Bermuda and make a model of Wall Street out of laptops. That one doesn't have Michael in it. Also, because also the tweets feature JBL's many catchphrases, including just saying Michael any chance that he can get.
Which is spelled in various ways, right? Like I'm seeing Maggle.
Yeah, that seems to be the most common, but they always switch it up a little bit. There's that. There's We Fight on Friday Nights. And what else? Oh, and
the calendar was awesome.
The calendar. I showed this off in the Hangout last night. If you want to check out the Raw wrap up, Tuesday we tumble. Wednesday we stock tips. The night main event is on. Tussle, and Friday we fight.
We fight on Friday.
We fight on Friday night, Michael. Best joke account in a long time. I'm loving that. By the way,
also everything is in caps, which is very accurate to how JBL does.
Yes,
JBL knows that caps lock is cruise control for us.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So go check that out at JBL commentator if you want to check that out as well. And I know who realized that tater is a word in there. Was that you, Eamon?
I did. I realized this weekend that commentator has the word tater in it, and it made me laugh because I'm fucking 7.
And he's going to college, ladies and gentlemen. Number 3, what will the team of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk call themselves? Remember to be clever.
Oh, no, I hate being clever.
I got one.
Okay.
50 Shades of Vegan.
What? Why?
Wow.
It just popped into my head.
I'm still going to go
Wait. Obviously, the vegan part is Daniel Bryan. Why did the 50 Shades of Grey come from?
Because 50 Shades of Grey is a popular book right now, and I was capitalizing on that, and I'm ashamed of myself.
Are Daniel Bryan and CM Punk just going to, have a 60-minute fuck Iron Man in the ring? Is that what's going to happen?
Bobby, I award you no points in the true at midnight style. I award you no points.
The tie thing.
I'm still going to go with the Honor Squad. I still love that name. and I want someone to use. And I want them to bring up Cassius and
Straight
have him be
vegan.
part of the honor squad.
Eamon, do you have anything?
I'm not creative.
No, I don't have anything either.
I'm
Wow.
And if nobody else has
Now
one,
coming
it's
down
really-
to the ring, I'm not creative. I don't know, if that works.
I'm
What
sorry.
about you?
I fail.
The chickenless.
Punker Jacks.
How about Riz has the chickenless magnets? Get it? Because they're
Whoa, that
vegan
almost got.
and don't eat
Wait,
meat
no,
nor
no,
eggs.
no.
The Kickbusters from Leg Kick.
The Punker Jacks.
The what?
Oh.
The Punker Jacks?
The Lumberjacks.
No.
Oh.
There's a lot of like. I'm lacking on.
Gotta say, some of these are failing, but all of these are better than Air Boot.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck you! I said air boom before they said it on TV.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Fuck you!
Exactly. We need
Amazing.
to make a WWE team name generator.
Thanks for the reading, guys. I'm off to stare at a fire and drink another bottle of wine. Wow. Love the lunchbox. P.S. All the praises to Bo F. Diggity for recommending the chicken place to me. The F is for fried fucking chick fucking Ken.
He separated chicken. When I read this before, I thought he said chic. I thought he threw in the word chic for no reason.
Nope, that's
Wow.
not accurate, I don't think.
I mean,
Man.
And then I thought you were just talking about Ken
normally
Anderson
emailed
at the
about
end.
fucking cheap, but
Ken Anderson.
Ken Anderson has the wrestling ability of fried chicken. Did you know that?
I've seen fried chicken work a better match.
Did
Yeah,
we get a
that's true.
voicemail from Bo Diggity?
The
I'm trying to.
think
We
so.
I don't think we did.
we have a couple interesting ones, but
Are we going to play
Oh.
those, really?
no,
the
not
second,
those, not
the
those.
second Emerald City Express.
Listen. See, somebody.
Because that's me and that man's private time, okay?
So somebody called. Somebody called the voicemail. Somebody
I
called.
don't- I don't-
on Tuesday
And
night.
we actually do have one more email actually that didn't make it in the doc.
Oh, no.
But no, somebody took us up on the hey, call us. We don't care, just call us. And they want us to call them back. So we might do something with that and see what happens.
Can
So
we call them back as Eamon doing his JBL commentary voice?
that'd be amazing if just you reading JBL commentator back to him, and that's all your responses are.
Oh my god!
And his name's
I
Michael.
hope his name is Maggle.
But no, keep it coming. Seriously, call us. We don't even care why. It may not be something we play on the show, but we do listen to all the voicemails, and we love them, and we may actually call you back.
We may offer
Antonio
you some-
Garza,
Yes, Antonio Garza.
Mr. Ceros 2K. What is this? Who does that short excuse of a man think he is to come out of nowhere and take what doesn't belong to him? Seriously, what is this? Kali needs to man up and kick Tyson Kidd's ass. Dude, what's your lady? That's your lady he's taking, man. If Kali doesn't go apeshit on Kidd next Monday, I'm going to be pissed off. This is worse than Panic at the Disco. I want my Kali versus Kidd blood feud. This was 2K. Keep kayfabe alive since 1984.
Do you think Kali knows?
No.
I think he's so fucked up in the head that he doesn't know.
Kali counts to 3 when. Whoa.
Exactly. There's no reason he knows what's going on. He's just like, oh, you brought a sister. Okay, come on, Nadi. Like that's what the Great Kali's reaction is.
All right. But thank you, Ciro, for dropping that email. And
Drop it.
this voicemail is like 3 seconds, so I didn't miss anything, I think, big there.
Yep, because there's nothing.
Nope. All right, guys, in that case, let's roll over to you, Eamon, with the Indie Minute.
Indie Minute. It's time for the Indie Minute, ladies and gentlemen. There's stuff that's happening in the Indie Minute. First, let's talk about the stuff that's happening locally involving the Sorgatron Media folks. A lot of stuff. Big weekend for you guys. Two shows this weekend. Splitting up the forces. First, let's talk about our friends at International Wrestling Cartel that are holding Combat in Clearfield in, guess where? Clearfield, PA.
National Pro Wrestling
so-
Day. Oh, wait, that was
No, that's wrong. Wait till
Yes.
February.
So Sorg, how much are you excited for this event? Very excited.
Wow, he's choked up
He
about it.
can't breathe. He's that excited. He is so excited for Combat in
That was some
Clearfield.
bad timing there. No, IWC always a good one. Clearfield, I haven't been back there for a year, so that crowd's usually really good. I like going to the small towns they don't frequent too often. Should be some good stuff. Hey, go over there. Actually, friends of the show, IWCWrestling.com. They actually have a poll going on. Friend of the show, Justin Plummer. Versus Justin LaBar of the Chair Shot reality show. Of course, LaBar has been doing Chair Shot reality live at in IWC for several months, causing a lot of trouble. Justin Plummer, always a good guy, does great aftershock shows. Been tremendous lately. So go over there and you'll see there's a poll to see if they will have a live aftershock with Justin Plummer, friend of the Wrestling Mayhem Show, with his guest, other friend of the show, Logan Shulo, who there's some big news coming out of the Logan Shulo camp lately with WWE and everything, or Justin LaBar with his guest, again, friend of the show, Shane Taylor. So go vote for our boy Justin Plummer, give him a shot there, a shot in the arm there. I'm going to go vote for him again. There you go. So go check that out. Help that out and get our boy Aftershock right in the middle of the Clearfield crowd. And also go over there. We also have the Retro Reunion, of course, is up there for DVD and digital download. But as far as this weekend, should be some really great matches. Mike Elgin of Ring of Honor is going to be there against Logan Shulo.
That should be really good.
Bobby Fish will hopefully finally take on Andrew Palace. This has been canceled before. Dalton Castle against Shane Taylor, and then all the other great stuff. Sexy, talented dudes. We saw Chest Flexor on the show last week doing some interesting stuff. We gotta get the sexy, talented dudes down here for a Mayhem show sometime. And of course, Shima Zion. He's reverted back to the old name. New Super Indie champion against Ashton Amherst and other friend of the show, Facade. Justin Idol against John McChesney for the title. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be a blast. We'll be up there, Sorgatron Media. But Sorgatron Media will also be hanging out. The B team with Chachi and all of them is going to be
for beautiful.
B for beautiful because
Hi, Chachi.
Because there's going to be Chachi and the ladies over there. What?
Sorry.
What?
I don't know.
Chachi's Angels.
But joining us now to let us know what's going on with the Renegade Wrestling Alliance, who's got that show Saturday in West Newton, PA. So if you're in the northwest or southwest Pennsylvania, you got a show coming up. Aaron, Wheels, give us a quick rundown. What is going on with RWA?
Oh my God, Sorg, I am so excited. This starts the beginning of what's going to happen Saturday. The contract signing of Lodi and Simply the Best, Ryan Edmonds, in a steel cage. Now, we don't know what's going to happen after that. I mean, if history dictates itself, chaos will prevail. But also, we have a tag team title match, once again, of the A-List and the Wild West. And I just heard from the boss himself, he said, he guarantees and he says, and I quote, this has to end between the A-List and the Wild West, so the better team shall win. And I just also got some news from him that there will be a women's match, Sorg.
Okay.
And the women's match will be because of, I guess, that promo you would see on the front of RWALive.com from one Miss Serafini saying there's not enough women and they want a women's division. So the boss said, fine, you want a women's division? We'll start Saturday. So Serafini versus Angel Dust.
Nice. And I also saw upcoming, you guys have Miss Jessie Bell Smothers, which that's Tracy Smothers' daughter?
Yes, it is.
So she'll be coming
in soon.
She'll be coming to a future edition of Renegade Wrestling Alliance, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's heating up with the women's division, the tag team division, the heavyweight division.
And of course the big
and
cage
also
match.
the PA regional title will be defended this Saturday. And that person will be announced this Saturday. So if you want to know who's going to be there, be at the show.
Awesome. Thanks, Wheels. Go check out all that stuff at rwalive.com and keep it out. We've been running a Twitter contest again for free tickets if you're in the Pittsburgh area to go to that show. So follow at Mayhem Show on Twitter, that right there if you're on the video, and retweet to win. We gave away tickets a couple months ago to that and IWC. Glad to see they really enjoyed the IWA show. I know I got some feedback on that. So, Eamon, what else is going on in the world of indies?
Also happening in the world of indie, down in the Texas area this weekend. If you love music, if you love comedians, and if you also love professional wrestling, there's awesome stuff happening for Anarchy Championship Wrestling. For the fourth year in a row, they'll be participating in Fun Fest, which is the annual music, comedy, just all around amazing festival that's held in Austin every year. Big stuff. People like Snoop Dogg, aka Snoop Lion, MIA, tons of just amazing, talented people, and professional wrestling all in the same venue. They have lineups all throughout November 8th, 9th, and 10th at the Auditorium Shores in Austin, Texas. So I encourage you, if you like that kind of stuff and also want to get your pro wrestling fix in there, go down and check out Anarchy Championship Wrestling. There, you can get the times for the days that they'll have wrestling at their website, anarchychampionshipwrestling.com. So go check that out and go support them. And finally, I want to mention some stuff because there has been I want to sort of have some discussion with this as well. There's been some developments that have been happening with obviously back in July there was a big shakeup that happened with Chikara Pro, the whole what it seemed like the closing of the company, the sort of end of it. And sort of all the fallout that's been happening with that. I don't know if I mentioned this entirely. It's been definitely interesting to see. They've been utilizing a lot of different, I think, innovative aspects for an independent wrestling company. They're implementing stuff in the Wrestling Is promotions, which I enjoy, which I actually think is a very cool concept. They're doing those Ashes videos, which, in my opinion, I think have been a bit hit or miss, but all in the same, I think they're really trying to sell a story. And they had a makeshift event, like sort of the activists, I guess, for reinstating Chikara Pro had an event in I forgot the park name in Philadelphia. Held an event, and apparently there was a kidnapping of one of the fans by Condor Security, which is the group that is the sort of the reason why Chikara is sort of crumbling. It's been interesting, and they released a video saying that November 20th for everyone to return to the park so they can get back their Chikara fan, I guess you could say, that they have captured, and that around the time of when they usually have their big end of the year pay-per-view. So stuff is starting to develop. Like I mentioned before, I think it's been very hit or miss with what the stuff has been with Chikara, which really, I mean, I hate saying that because I think I mentioned it before. Chikara has done amazing storyline stuff. Like, they are probably one of my top favorites when it comes to independent wrestling storytelling. They do an amazing job of it. But I think now we're starting to see some stuff develop. We're starting to see some of it grow. And hopefully we'll get some closure. Hopefully we'll get some explanation as to what is behind it all. Because so far I think it's very disjointed. We haven't had a lot of explanation since July when the company closed. We're just sort of getting bits and pieces, and none of them are sort of really connecting, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I would say definitely go follow all the Wrestling Is stuff. Go follow anything Chikara. Go check them out because I'm at least intrigued. And like I said, this is something completely different than what independent wrestling has been doing. what could have been, and obviously this is just reports and insider whatever, what could have been a dire situation that may have actually ended the company, they're utilizing and they're sort of taking, and they're not just, dying by the wayside, which I think is kind of cool. So I'm interested to see how that develops. So go ahead, Sorg.
I would say on the discussion side of it, I think what Chikara's really Chikara's always been really good about the storytelling aspect of it in the past, and I think from what I've seen with Chikara and the guys involved, I mean, you can kind of see that everybody that is Chikara kind of carry that banner and carry that way of storytelling. I
think that's cool.
It's not just like Mike Quackenbush's brainstorm thing, and maybe it's because everybody came through the Wrestle Factory or something, but they got that in the back of their head. You see Chuck Taylor doing the Instagram thing where he's doing the 24/7 rule in Instagram video.
I don't know how much that plays into the actual storyline.
No. And I'm not saying that this all has to do with Chikara proper, but even if this is an outside thing, Icarus going and doing the hey everybody in Chikara get together, and I not that I followed everything with this to see exactly where it's going, but from what I've seen from the Icarus stuff, these guys have in the back of their head how to tell a story and how to gain fans and how to use social media and how to kind of rally everybody and kind of tell a narrative outside of the ring. And I think,
and I agree, that's really been the selling point of this entire storyline.
Exactly. And I don't know what that translates in on people buying their DVDs on interest. If nothing else, they're still talking about it, so somebody's still selling DVDs, right? And says, oh, what's Chikara? Oh, what is this? There's still a big catalog out there for somebody to dive into, right? Plus, they do also still have the streaming and everything going on with them, too, with that monthly thing, right? So, I mean, again, this is like another... you almost live on back catalog at this point, maybe. Yeah. So, which is great.
I also just I think it's very innovative if it's pulled off the way I think they're hoping to pull it off.
Yeah.
I think it's also super risky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It all is. But I mean, dude, Chikara was super risky.
Beginning of this year, they were on such a high.
Yeah.
Everyone knew about Chikara. They were selling out arenas. They sold out WrestleCon with 1,000 people. That's insane.
I think whatever took them out of the game, these rumors of it being maybe a legal matter or something like that, I think that the more and more you look at it, and you look at those kinds of facts, I think it's more and more legitimate. That it wasn't a choice. I think this happened. We had to do this. Okay, what can we do with this? And I think that's where... when your hand's forced, that's where the most inventive stuff's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I just hope the stuff that they're linking sort of eventually ties together, because to me it seems very disjointed still. Because we have the Ashes videos that are good and they pique people's interest, but I don't think they really connect.
And I think it really is different people doing different things. I think somebody who is doing involved with the next step of it is doing their thing and they're keeping it close to the chest. But I think everybody else is also trying to capitalize on it too, which, great. They're like, well, if I don't have Chikara, at least I can do this, right? And keep their name alive with that. Because I wonder if some of these guys, do they really have much of a, we talk about wrestlers with brands as far as the WWE goes. Do they really have a wrestler brand as big when they're not attached to something like Chikara?
That's true. That was mentioned in one of the videos. Chuck Taylor mentioned, he's still wrestling for Dragon Gate and all these great companies, and Icarus doesn't really have anything.
Yeah, and I don't mean that as a slight for
no,
Taylor or Icarus or anything, but I think just somebody is saying, oh, he's a TNA guy, oh, he was a WWE guy, that's your claim to fame. I think Chikara is that kind of fame anchor for these guys, and you can say, well, Chikara's an indie, blah blah blah. It's well, no, Chikara is one of the most important indies out there. I think, or one of, just like you can say the same thing about a PWG.
I consider it on the level of a Ring of Honor, because even though Ring of Honor has a TV deal, they're reaching a lot of people.
Exactly.
So
I know
hope it
two
turns
people.
out.
I know two people that like Ring of Honor and dig the hell out of Ring of Honor more than anything else on TV right now, and it's pretty fantastic.
Mhm.
So,
But yeah. Hopefully all that stuff pans out, and I'm interested to see where it goes. So follow that, and that, my friends, is the Indie Minute for this week.
thank you for that. And of course, how can you support this? How can you support that? We have one. Tell us about if you have an indie promotion you think we should be talking about. I know we get kind of repetitive of ones we know in our area. We try to reach out as much as possible. But there's a lot of indie wrestling out there. There's a guy that emails us a list of every indie wrestling promotion every week. Have you've seen that list, Eamon?
I have. I'll figure out a way that I can do like a speed run of all of
You know
them
what
and
we
see
should
how that
do?
goes.
You know what you should do? Whenever you get that list during the week, you should do throw it in a random number generator and just pick one random promotion. And again, make sure it meets our criteria that they have DVDs, iPay-per-views, something that we can check them out, that these people can check it out, so it's not just, hey, they're in our backyard. Again, everything we talked about today has DVDs, either on sorgatronmedia.com, smartmarkvideo.com, have iPay-per-views, all that stuff at their respective websites. And we need to really mention the websites more. I think maybe we've been a little slacking on that too. But we try to tweet them and everything as well. And let's just do like random indie generator of the week, or something like that. Just spitballing here. But what you can also support us is buy the app, guys. If you got an iOS device, if you got an Android device, it's on there. It's on the Amazon App Store. If you do have Android, and I think it is like as the wrestling show. It got put in really weird on the Android store proper, or over on the iOS App Store. Wrestling Mayhem Show Gold. You can get quick access to the show, audio, all that kind of stuff. Video bonus content we don't put anywhere else. Go check that out. And speaking of that bonus content, here's a little snippet of that, and plus some of the latest from Sorgatron Media DVD.
Play
610. You guys
Hell
are
in
at
the
the
War.
610.
You gotta play. You gotta examine some lemons.
Good job, guys. Seriously,
Temporary? Do you want?
just let the music.
Jazzy?
No, let the music break in, and then you start singing.
Wait.
This is going to be really
Listen
bad.
to the music. I love the three different renditions of California Love that happened just now that were completely different. Okay, like.
Patient and patient, I've been waiting for the right time to shake him and break him. I'm a sniper in the long grass, waiting till the full pass. Got him in my sight, I'ma break him, then I fall back. If you think that you're ready to go to war, you have underestimated. I'm ready to take them all. The fuck could you take me for? I'm ready, begin to brawl. Yeah, I've been punching up and never meant anything before. Just know I got the jump now, never gave a fuck how. You think I got a position, I hustle up, clown. Say timing is crucial. I've been playing chess for years, what the fuck you think I'm used to? Pawn and king piece, I play my part the way I cut the board. I know I made my mark the way I spark, same way I made my start with a 40 or more liquor or I fix the heart. Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Welcome back to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. There's some great wrestling action available on DVD and digital download over on sorgatronmedia.com/store. So please go check that out. Support the show and support our offerings here. So now let's get into that part of the show where we look back when we remember when.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
I remember. It doesn't work.
This week on Remember When, I thank you, Mad Mike and the players.
You're thanking him for that?
And the players.
Yeah! I got the lead, bitches!
I don't know.
And the players.
Thank you, Wrestle and the fans. This week on Remember When, we're leading up to we're leading up to Survivor Series, that Thanksgiving tradition. Looking back, and we don't know if they're really even going to even have one of these because it's really kind of hit or miss whether they even have a Survivor Series match the namesake of this thing. So I wanted to go around and see, and we have a few responses over on the social medias, on the Facebooks. What are you dancing over there? What's going on?
The music stopped!
No, is the music still going in his head? Look at this
The
stuff.
music is still going in my head, Sorg.
Oh, jeez. So, Mad Mike,
Jazz
why
hands,
don't you
jazz
dance
hands.
and jazz
Yes,
hands your ass?
Yes, Fandango,
Some of
please.
your favorite. What's your favorite team of all time there on the Survivor Series?
Okay, I have 3 teams, technically. One of them I'm not going to say because I know other people will say. One of my other favorites, simply because of the name, the Foreign Fanatics. The Foreign goddamn Fanatics, folks. That team was Yokozuna, Crush, Ludwig Borga, and Quebecer Jacques. It was the greatest team of all time.
Ludwig Borga was in
it had
WWE long
Ludwig
enough to be
Borga.
a Survivor Series?
Barely.
And my last one, it's the Survivor Series match, which they've only done it once. It was my favorite Survivor Series of all time, besides the one I went to. The 3-on-5 Grand Finale Survivor Series match. On one side, you had Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, and Tito Santana. On the other side, you had Ted DiBiase, Rick Martel, the Warlord, and Power and Glory.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
I think this was just featured on WWE.com, wasn't it?
Maybe. I haven't seen it on the .com, but they should bring it back.
Yeah, I think it was a really great idea when they still this was an entire night of gimmick match kind of thing. I missed that. Like, let's put these teams together on these. Like, what? Let's have the Wyatt weirdos against I don't know the honor.
The Honor Squad.
The Honor Squad.
Wyatt's weirdo against the Honor Squad. Yes, Sorg.
I mean, why not? I think it's fun. I mean, didn't they have Warrior teaming up with LOD, which it seemed like just because they had face paint, and I think even somebody else had face paint. One year everybody on Hogan's team paint up in camo because I think they're taking on Sergeant Slaughter's team or something. Those were the days, man. Bring it back. But then, I guess they have to wait everything these days, right? But anyways, enough of that. I'm sorry. Going off on the tangent.
It's also you don't have the shape the black and white gimmicks that you did have back in the 80s.
This is true.
But when they had the Raw and SmackDown brand division, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Because you could have had a whole lot of Survivor Series matches, then divide all the winners into Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah. I think that would have been great. It would have been better than bragging rights, right?
They could have done it for a bragging rights trophy.
Yeah. I don't know why they added bragging rights.
There could have been strategy involved in all of the matches, too. Like if I'm teamed with John Cena and he's on Raw and I'm on SmackDown, I want to win, but I don't want Cena to win.
Yeah. I think it'd be great. So, what about you, Eamon? What's your in your memory box? What's your favorite memorable Survivor Series teams?
I got a memory because I looked something up and I remember this. And this was actually a really cool Survivor Series, but the teams, I think, are very telling because the main event of Survivor Series 2004. And the stipulation, there's an added stipulation to this match where basically the team that won, the 4 members on that team got to be general manager of Raw throughout each week.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. That was a really good stipulation. I liked it. One of them was Team Randy Orton, which consisted of, spoiler alert, Randy Orton, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Maven.
Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit. Mr.
Maven main evented a Survivor Series.
Yep.
Not only that, they were facing Team Triple H, consisting of Triple H, Edge, Batista, and a little someone who we mentioned before in the show, Gene Snitsky. Gene Snitsky main evented Survivor Series not 1990,
was
2004.
It was before Taboo Tuesday.
Before he kicked the baby.
No, actually, this was after Taboo Tuesday, after he beat Kane with a chain.
And I remember that because all through it was December. They got to GM one of them a week, right?
Didn't Maven book himself in a world title match on Raw?
I think he did.
Because he's a selfish piece of shit, and that's why he's fired.
But you know what? He had the best fucking dropkick ever.
True.
Debatable.
That's true.
Fucking dropkick ever.
The Riz
Still
joins
not eliminated.
us. The Riz joins us, and I want to know your favorite tag team or Survivor Series teams.
Let's see. I got one. I saw this on the Facebook, and I was going to post it, but then I realized it's so good I have to say it on here. You have Lawler's Court. The King's Court. Lawler. Who was it? Lawler, Sleazy, Wheezy,
No.
and there's another.
Cheesy,
Okay, tell me who it was.
Cheesy, Sleazy, and Queasy.
What about Blinky?
Those are the three.
And
Yes.
Sue?
No, Blinky, Inky, Clyde, and Sue were not on there, Bobby.
That would be a kick-ass Survivor Series team.
But yeah, even that match between Doink's team and King's team was awkwardly amazing because it was just them wrestling midget counterparts. So yeah, King's Court.
Well, do you remember how that match ended, Riz?
No.
All of the midgets turned on Jerry Lawler. You had
As they should.
Pink, Wink, Cheesy, Sleazy, and Queasy all chasing around the king.
So it turned into the King Kong Bundy situation at WrestleMania 3.
Oh no, it turned into the opposite because King Kong Bundy beat the shit out of Little Beaver.
Yeah.
This was the other way.
Okay.
This is Little Beaver's revenge.
Yeah, actually, it is kind of the revenge of Little Beaver.
Wow. That sounds like a bad Saturday night.
We can't make that the show title, can we?
Well, maybe. Wheels, what about
No, you can.
The revenge
Oh
of
God,
Little Beaver.
Team Flair versus Team Piper.
Ooh.
It was basically a precursor to Life Swap, I think. And that's all I got to say about that.
Who was on the teams, though?
Oh, well, you had, of course, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase on Flair's team, the Quebecer, Mr. Perfect, oh God, Harvey Whippleman, and the Warlord were on Flair's team.
Oh my God! Look at Roddy Piper's team.
Hold on, I'm looking at the other side.
Roddy Piper's team was Piper, Bret Hart, Virgil, and British Bulldog.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, sir.
Was Bertha Faye involved in the wife swap?
What is that? Is that Sherry I'm seeing? Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
4 people, each of them had an individual manager.
Each one. So it got crowded on that side of the ring, huh?
Each one
That's
had
what I'm
their
thinking.
own manager.
Wow.
Wow.
And it looks like they all got involved at some point, too, from the looks of things. What about you, Bobby? What's yours?
All right, mine is from 1989.
Okay.
The Ultimate Warriors, which consisted of the Ultimate Warrior, the Rockers, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart for some reason, versus the Heenan family, Bobby Heenan, Andre the Giant, Haku, and Arn Anderson
Nice.
in a 4-on-4 Survivor Series match.
Bobby, I'm pretty sure that Brett was supposed to be a part of that, but he got injured by Andre.
Ah, okay.
I want to say that's a real thing.
Could be. Could be.
It probably was supposed to be Brett instead of Jim in Anvil Neidhart. Or he was going to be, maybe it was going to be 5-on-5 and they just like substituted.
Because I think they were set at
Nobody.
4-on-4s at that time, like
Okay.
for a few years there. For me, I got to go with, man, I have two. I have two, but my favorite one was, I don't even know or care what the other team was, but when it was Men on a Mission and the Bushwhackers coming out as the
Doink?
Four Doinks.
The Four Doinks.
Because
Yes,
it was always,
Sorg.
they show, because I mean, this is, I think it's after what Doink went face, and he had previously had two versions of him, like at WrestleMania, right? So they just
WrestleMania
said,
9, yeah.
hey, there's going to be 4 Doinks on a team. And they're like, what? And then it comes out, and it's the Bushwhackers and Men on a Mission.
Sorg,
Yeah.
you want to know who they face? The Head Shrinkers,
Wait. It's Bash and Booger?
Bastion Booger,
Yes.
and Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh, my God. Poor Bam Bam Bigelow.
Okay.
Poor Rikishi. Poor Rikishi.
Now, was this before or after he main evented WrestleMania against Lawrence
this
Taylor?
is after.
Is
This
after?
I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. What a drop.
I'm
What a drop.
looking through
Oh,
this.
actually, wait a minute. Maybe it was before.
This was his rite of passage. They're like, all right, you did that. You did that. Here's Lawrence Taylor. Here you go. Here you
I'm
go.
I'm looking through these old Survivor Series photos on this WWE gallery. There was a time where the Rockers and the Bushwhackers teamed up. What would they have in common that they would team up?
They were
No one
both
knows.
good guy
No
tag
one
teams,
knows.
And they,
Well, yeah,
They
they're
were
good,
things.
both good guy tag teams, but they have no common ground.
No, that's what makes it that much more fun.
Mhm.
And the Rockers didn't have their charisma yet, so
Yeah.
yeah. So
and
those
sorry,
are
it was
Bushwhackers.
way before.
Marty didn't, and he still doesn't.
It was way before Bam Bam Bigelow.
From the Facebook, Spiker says his favorite was Punk, DX, and those other two guys.
The other two were the Hardy Boys.
Yes. Mike, you said yours. You said yours.
Yes.
Mr. Garza says King and his bunch of little kings. We've mentioned that one. And Alex Carr says Gobbledygooker and the Jive Turkeys.
I'm pretty sure that's fake. Also, from the chat room,
Yeah.
Leg Kick TKO said that she loved these super tag team Survivor matches.
Oh no.
Yes.
Those were awesome.
That
They
was
were like 20-man tags. It was great.
It was crowded at ringside. There's a picture of Men on the Mission Doink for you guys on the video. Thank you very much from the chat room, Mr. Garza. If Mad Mike was a Lawler midget, he would be sloppy.
Yep. That's all.
There it goes.
I might also be fucky.
Hey, Sloppy, why don't you tell me about the T-shirts?
You want me to tell you about ProWrestlingTees.com
ProWrestlingTees.com/WMS.
/WMS? Well, first, you can go to ProWrestlingTees.com first to see what other independent wrestlers that you would like to get t-shirts from, including
No.
Goldust, Johnny Gargano,
Go us first.
basically any indie wrestler you could possibly think of probably has a t-shirt on there. And then
Also, all the indie wrestlers you don't think of.
There's plenty of those too, yes.
also all of them. Every single one. And who knows, maybe AJ Styles would get a shirt on there since he's not part of TNA. Anyway, then you go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WMS and you look for our shirts. Our shirts are the best shirts because we can claim you as our property. And then you'll have to do our bidding. And it'll be fantastic because we treat our servants with dignity and respect. Just ask for this.
Glad you said servants.
Yes.
I bought 2 of them.
Yep. Say.
Go over to ProWrestlingTees.com/WMS. Put a shirt in your cart. Put some other shirts in your cart. Support indie wrestlers. Support indie podcasting. And support the show and support the sport, quote, that you love.
Support.
Excellent. So let's get into it. So last night, I got to say, like we talked about this again on the wrap-up last night for Raw, some of the most fun I think I've had in a long time watching Raw with you guys. And I
Great
don't
Raw.
think it was just you guys or JBL commentator. It was a fun Raw.
Really great Raw. Like top to bottom, really phenomenal wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was shocked how really good it was. Like not just like the amazing 6-man tag that like stole the show, but like we had Luke Harper and CM Punk, which was good. We had Alberto Del Rio and Kofi Kingston, that was really good. I liked the mixed tag match with Tyson Kidd returning. Like all of it was really good. Like
Yeah, definitely.
Until
There was a bit of bad.
There's always a little bit of bad.
It was a little bit bad. It involved some chick who has red hair.
Yeah, but she's not a wrestler. I only count things that are wrestling on the wrestling show.
Oh, okay, that's a fair point.
But you gotta say, I mean, the cool thing about her is they let her.
No,
we don't. We really don't have to say
we don't.
this.
No, we don't.
We don't have to say anything about her.
She
is
looked
not
good
cool
looking
at
terrible in
all.
the ring.
That's true.
And they knew it.
At least she didn't have
I
a
would rather
backwards
have
Mae Young
the-
outfit on.
I would rather have the 15-year-old JoJo in that ring than her.
Here's an idea. How about we have someone that actually trained with Sarah Del Rey instead of pretending to?
Oh,
That's a theory.
Oh,
How about Sarah
That's
Del
a
Rey?
theory.
I was gonna say, how about Sarah Del Rey?
How's an idea? Here's an idea. If you work, I'm not a wrestler, but I'm sure that
What?
if you worked in,
What?
in
You're not a
Wait
wrestler?
a minute. Holy
I don't know,
shit,
a
mine-
minute with Sarah Del
Whoa.
Rey in the ring, she could teach you how to do a fucking roll up.
I can't
I'm
roll. It's
pretty
physically
sure I know how
impossible.
to do a roll up.
Okay, that's it. I gotta say it. I'm in a wheelchair and I can do a roll up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we'll just stop.
Yeah, you're terrible, and you deserve all the hate that you are getting. I don't care if it's like us being internet dudes or whatever. You are objectively terrible, and you deserve everything.
But when the bad match on the card featured Dolph Ziggler,
Honestly, I didn't even think that was a
pretty
bad
good
match.
Raw.
I didn't hate the actual match.
I just
Curtis
hate it
Axel is
because
still
Curtis Axel's
Axel, but
still horrible.
I've got a new nickname for Curtis Axel.
So-
Old Two Hips McGillicuddy. Didn't they say he blew out both of his hips?
yep.
Yeah.
No, that
How
was
was he
you.
wrestling Dolph Ziggler when he couldn't wrestle Biggie Lang?
Especially like a week later, right?
Yeah,
That's a little weird.
that's an excuse.
Yeah.
So he's now Old Two Hips McGillicuddy.
But no,
Can,
yeah. I
can
mean,
we just call
Curtis Axel's
can we just call
boring.
him Christian?
Ooh.
No.
Miss
Axel.
what?
No. All right. I tried because Mike McGill.
But no, I mean, Axel's boring, like objectively boring. But I mean, I didn't think the actual like physical match was any bad with Ziggler.
Yeah.
Because Dolph Ziggler's in the match.
Yeah, he carried him.
Do you guys think that we might be getting now Ziggler versus Axel versus Langston?
That'd be cool.
Possible.
I don't know if I'd like that.
I like that because we did. I don't think we got enough from Dolph Big E when they were doing their thing.
Speaking of our boy Biggie, holy shit, WWE Universe.
Wrestle Randy Orton. It was a great match.
Yeah, stepping up. I like
This is the
it.
hangout. We're clapping again because you guys made the match.
Mhm.
Thank you
Good job, WWE
for
Universe.
not
You're not
giving us
total
the
idiots.
same match anymore.
I think Jerry Lawler actually voted for it too.
And I looked at that like I feel like there was no obvious answer to that. Like usually when they do a poll like that, they kind of tip the scales. Like, oh, obviously John Cena's going to win this or something like that, right? Or they do something to make that. They do something to like at the last moment.
They make it like a tag team match afterwards.
I mean,
But
no,
at the
not even
same
that. No,
time,
not even that. Or
it tipped it in a sense, not as blatantly.
yeah,
But what has Dolph and Miz really done? Big E's gotten a great push as of
Dolph and
late.
Miz.
He's gotten people interested in him,
that's true.
so he's on people's minds.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think they
was happy
still-
for it.
I think they still thought Dolph Ziggler was going to win that poll though, just based on it's Dolph Ziggler.
Also,
Because-
here's a question I posed in the Hangout. Because we had that poll, and then later on in the night we had Dolph Ziggler versus Curtis Axel. Say Dolph Ziggler won the poll, and obviously that match with Curtis Axel was somewhat scheduled. So do they replace him with someone else that was in the poll?
I think it's well. It depends on how you look at it. One, do you trust that these polls are not
Or do
rigged.
they just not give a shit?
You know, or I mean, I think these guys can go out and do whichever they want. Was there any real big storytelling point from Del Rio and Ziggler?
Oh, you mean Axel and Ziggler?
I'm sorry, Axel and Ziggler. Like, did anything significant happen out of that at all?
Ziggler beat the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah. Yeah, I really think that they do have a backup plan if they are really kind of going by this. I think they do have an idea of, obviously, this guy's going to win because this is the guy we've been pushing. We've been getting a lot of feedback on this guy. I mean, they already know what the curve is with the fans. You know what I mean? They know,
Or everything's just rigged and wrestling's alive.
or everything's just rigged and they're kayfabing the results of the interaction.
I do want to give props to the guy that was on Raw that had a shirt, not a shirt, a sign that says "I need 5" when Big E was wrestling.
Well, people know. People know about like the backstory.
No, they don't.
Not
wrestle,
people.
man. People who watch NXT know. That's not people.
No, people
No,
don't watch it.
I'm just saying, having it front and center on Raw on a sign means that it could be a thing.
But you know what? That's cool though, because
I
I like this idea that there's this history and there's this, you know, NXT and everything. I like the idea that, I mean, anybody can just turn on Raw and see Big E and they like Big E, but then they see a sign in the crowd and say, I want 5. I like that there's like this subculture. Before it used to be, there would be something where CM Punk, Daniel Bryan are wrestling, and you see somebody saying, I have till 5 signed in the crowd, right? That's something that you'd have to dig into Ring of Honor, dig into, you know, other avenues, right? Now, if I want to explore what this guy was about, instead of going somewhere else where I'm not giving money to WWE and experience WWE product, you create this kind of backstory, back catalog narrative that can go back on Hulu and figure out what's this 5 thing, you know? Big E was on this, you know? I mean, I remember. I mean, when you think about this. If we could take most of us back to our childhoods, like for instance, I don't know if I'm the only one, but when you heard about Ric Flair, did you know he was a thing anywhere else at the time?
Nope.
Exactly,
Nope.
right? So then you go, and now we're kind of experiencing now with these DVD sets. They're like, wait, Ric Flair did what? Ric Flair had a feud with Dusty Rhodes, the polka dot guy? Wait, what is this? Now you have that kind of effect, and again, kind of internally manufactured by WWE. Now you can be like, Big E's doing what? Wait, Big E used to do this, and this, and he was a good guy and all this stuff. And
But that's different, Sorg, because as much as you have people in the crowd saying I want 5 and all that stuff,
yeah,
they don't really acknowledge it.
no, they
They're
don't
not
on
gonna,
TV,
you
but
know, they're not going to post a promo
this
video
is part
saying,
of.
"Oh, look, this is Big E Langston in NXT."
But this is like kind of a subculture built into the main culture of WWE,
Right.
Which
To the
that's what I
average
think is cool
person-
about it. What's that? I'm sorry, Bobby. I'm trampling all over you. What was that?
That's all right. To the average person, like that sign in the crowd could mean like, could I have $5 to get home?
Yeah,
They might not equate it with Big E Langston.
exactly.
I know it's on at the same time.
And even Big E's theme song uses the phrase.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I don't need 3, I need 5. And maybe
Big
they're
E
just like,
Sing-
oh,
that's
they're
the
doing
name
it
of
because
it.
of his
Every
theme
time
song.
it comes up on the little iTunes link, that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
95.
And no, they don't acknowledge it. And maybe this is a thing where they bring it back at some point when he's at that point where they want to do that. Maybe they're building.
Like Randy Orton's voices.
Maybe I mean how many I've heard a couple variations I think from you guys in the hangout. What if he gets the Intercontinental title or the U.S. title and says I'm going to defend it and insist on a 5 count, you know, and builds that up and builds himself up as a hard ass, you know.
Sorg, you just said the exact same thing I said a couple weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I acknowledge I heard it from you guys. I couldn't remember which one it was, you know. But I love that idea of bringing that in, and you can recycle that kind of thing. You know, the Wyatts are kind of cycling in a lot of stuff and building upon it from what we saw there. You know, I really like, you know, all that kind of aspect. I want to see what somebody like Xavier Woods does when he comes up. There's rumors of him coming up in the next couple of weeks here to the main roster. You know, that it's nice that they have this playground and they have something solid. You know, instead of something that was hidden away in Ohio Valley that nobody saw unless you lived in Ohio Valley on local TV.
Right. No, I agree. I think if the Wyatts, for example, if they just came up as the Wyatts, I don't think it would have gone over as well as it should, because Wyatts, I mean, now they're doing great stuff with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, but they have been in a holding pattern. To the point where I think if they didn't have that backstory on NXT and didn't obtain that following by those people, if they were just thrown on Raw, people would have been like, okay, this is boring.
And I think, that's the thing, when you have like that little set of people that had that buzz with the Wyatts because
That's all
they
you
knew
need.
about them, but then that's infectious to everybody else. They're like, wait, these people are talking about it? Wait, that and that grows. And now everybody else is hearing the anticipation from the people that already heard about it, and that becomes that becomes just this like viral thing, amongst wrestling talking circles and podcasts and whatever, and that makes it even more interesting when they come out. And or else you probably would have had more jackasses chanting Husky Harris when they came out.
Yeah.
So, by the way, fantastic job by the Wyatts lately.
Really
Like,
good.
they're super creepy. It's great. I don't think it's really gotten lame or anything.
They're forcing me to watch SmackDown because SmackDown has Daniel Bryan versus Luke Harper on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And oh
And
my
they're
god.
doing even more there. I think it's been great. I
I still think we're going to see some SmackDown tag team shenanigans on there.
And like I said, they'll do a tag match on SmackDown, and that'll be really good. And then they'll have Daniel Bryan and Luke Harper on Raw, and
Can
it'll
we-
be fucking
Can
amazing.
we talk about
Yeah.
the amazing 6-man tag last night that just blew everything up?
Can I talk a couple points about that match?
Yeah.
First of all, spectacular match. Great job by all 6 competitors. John Cena is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good. And to the point where, like, he was perfect in that match. Like, he did the Hurricanrana, and he did it properly this time, so it was effective. It wasn't him just doing it to do it.
Yeah.
So it was
You
a
know.
Cena Canrana?
Mm.
It was a Cena Canrana.
He did that. He busted out a lot of new stuff, and he held his own with everyone in that match, and it was really spectacular. I think the people that are still, like, degrading Cena really need to reanalyze themselves.
And he was super duper excited that they won.
I love this GIF.
Shown by
Yeah.
I'm sorry it's in the weird part of the page. Maybe I could pull that up here. But this is
So happy.
him doing the
So
bushwhacker
happy.
on the other side.
And then just
And,
gold
like,
dust.
I think Goldust was legitimately weirded out. It's like, it's Goldust,
Also, another note about that match. Like I said, phenomenal match. We watched it in the Hangout, so we sort of, like, listened to each other, and we were talking through it, and, like, we heard everyone's, like, reactions and stuff like that.
We don't listen to each other.
Well, I watched the match back with commentary.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
What?
It is bad.
It's bad.
Haggle.
It is bad.
Yeah, it
Well,
is
I remember-
really bad.
Like, it seemed
Well-
it seemed like there was a lot going on because you had Zeb out there, you had Del Rio out there. They don't like each other. You got 3
But
announcers.
they never really
Why do you think they don't like each other?
And there was
they never really made it apparent, though, in that talk that they didn't, like, necessarily like each other. It just, Zeb's here, Alberto Del Rio's here. It allowed JBL, Michael Cole, and Jerry
Eamon.
Lawler to go fucking crazy. And they couldn't shut
Eamon.
the fuck up and just focus on the match.
Eamon, what is Alberto Del Rio?
Heel.
He
He's
is
Mexican?
Mexican.
Thank you for clarifying that, Riz.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what
Thanks,
What-
Haggle.
does Zeb Coulter not like?
He doesn't like Mexicans. I'm not
No,
saying
no.
that they wouldn't have a
Mexican.
beef with each other.
He's
Riz.
not that specific.
What I'm saying is, during the actual commentary, they weren't really, like, fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they weren't, like, getting into it with each other. They were, but it was more of the 3 people that were in the middle. And I hate to shit on commentators because and not to be that
Here
guy.
it comes.
I realize how hard it is. I realize how difficult it is. It's very difficult to commentate wrestling. But there's a simple aspect that comes into professional wrestling, and that's caring.
And Eamon,
You have to care about what's happening.
Eamon, with also all due respect, they are also being fed material in their earpieces.
That is true.
whereas I'm guessing that you're not when you do your commentary.
If they were feeding them that material last night, holy fuck, they need to get a new guy to do it. Because Jesus Christ.
Eamon, we care about you.
Thank you.
We're your friends.
No. You have to care about the wrestling match that's happening in the ring. You're supposed to tell the story of the wrestling match that's in the ring.
Mhm.
That's why you're there.
You're
not there to fucking get into
I think
arguments
it's
with each
unfortunate because a lot of time there's seem to be these mandates with WWE on certain things to get over, certain ways to do things, and I think the commentator team has been a little bit mired with that, and I think that's been a problem for years. Mick Foley tried it and said he couldn't stand having somebody in his ear trying to do this thing he was already stressed out about. I think Taz had some commentary about that when he left, about being, having crap in your ear while doing all this. And I wonder if they have a similar situation, or if it's just a different tempered one that he's been in TNA for so long doing this. But yeah, unfortunately, I think commentary has become a too many cooks in the kitchen scenario, demonstrated by 5 people at ringside during that match, and who knows how many people in the back feeding stuff. And I understand there needs to be a bit of coordination, especially for as upscale of a television program as this is. And those 3 people, or Michael Cole at least, are the traffic cops for what's going on in this show the entire night. And as far as caring,
I get
that's
that,
a lot
and
of
I
time.
understand it's got to be difficult to have that in your ear, but at the same time, I don't think that's the issue here.
No.
It was an issue of they did not give any fucks about the wrestling match and then just decided to bicker with one another because they thought it was funny.
I think that's the other thing is, but they're out there and they're trying to entertain themselves and get themselves through. We discussed this before too,
Which is awful.
Which I think is a horrible situation. Is why I think that's going to be the first victim of the wrestling, the 3-hour Raws. Is these guys losing their minds out there because they got to sit out there for 3 hours and do this stuff.
And they have to commentate through the commercial breaks now.
Through the commercial breaks now, they don't get a break. I mean, it used to be like you get your marathon like once a month for a pay-per-view. Now it's every Monday night. Plus, at least 2 of them have to go and do the same thing the next night. Remember when there were different commentators for SmackDown? I think there was a reason for that, right? But now JBL and Cole are doing it again on Friday night. And plus, who's doing Miz? Is it Miz and Matthews doing main event right now? Cole was doing it. What's that?
It's Miz and someone. But I think there's an easy solution to that. I don't think you have to have the same people on every show.
No,
I know
you don't, and you should.
Maybe have 1 or 2.
And you should.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't have another play-by-play guy.
Yeah.
Where's Booker T? Why can't they use him?
No,
Booker T's color.
Yes.
But no, I mean, you can have a Michael Colby there. You can have a Michael Colby there and be the play-by-play and be the straight and narrow guy, which he actually, to some degrees, has been much better at nowadays.
I gotta say, and I thought about it.
You can have JBL 1 week, and then throw in someone else. Just periodically. It gives each show like a different flair.
Eamon. They tried doing that back in Raw in the late '90s. It doesn't work. You need to have consistency in there.
I agree with the consistency. I think you definitely need to have that.
I think because they've been doing it, honestly, and I hate to be that guy, they've been doing it in NXT. They never have the same people commentating NXT every week.
That's because they fire a lot of people in NXT.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more turnover. I think there's a lot more turnover there.
They revolve between Tony Dawson and Tom Phillips. And then they'll have Renee Young in there sometimes. They'll have William Regal in there sometimes. They'll have Alex Riley a bit. And they had like 10 sides like a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. There's no reason why you can't do that.
There's reason. I think it's because of level of production, for one thing. I think it is like, why don't you go do an hour? Or why don't you go do an hour? Hey, get these 3 matches, I think it's more, I think that's where they're at with it.
I'm not saying divide it per the show.
No.
I'm saying divide it week by week.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And
you can't do that.
And maybe more guests. I don't know. But I think they should at least split up SmackDown Raw. Like that should be
Yeah.
different commentators. I think for sure that should be
Like
commentators.
it should just like I don't know when exactly they moved JBL to Raw also, but he used to just do SmackDown.
Yeah.
He used to just do SmackDown, and that was fine.
I don't know what. I don't know. There's a lot more going into it at this point. But I realized one thing last week when I was watching SmackDown. I want to see Cole's like preparation, because you got to respect Cole for going through everything and going through. And I think he's tweeting while he's doing this too. There was a really good. I think it was Art of Wrestling with the Miz, and when they threw Miz out there, and he talked a little bit about like the I didn't want to become a commentator, and all of a sudden they told me I got the job, and I was like I was just filling in. But he talked about working with Cole and how he's just trying to keep up, and Cole's doing, doing stuff on his iPad and directing him and getting stuff in his ear and talking about how professional somebody like Cole is. You got to kind of respect how good he is at what he does do. And I think
absolutely.
I think he's definitely toned down the things that I think annoyed us about him. But they also had that phase of him, and they may have overcompensated because they had that phase of him being a super character and a heel and all this stuff, and lampooning his own catchphrases and all that stuff. And now I like that he is out there with a JBL and a Lawler most of the time, because then they can be the characters and he can be the straight man, and I think that's what he's the best at.
I agree.
He
and like I mentioned before,
he is a good straight man, no frills storyteller. Really, really good at that. I'm not calling him Gordon Soley. I'm not calling him JR or anything. JR is the best storyteller I think has been in the last 20 years on the mic out there. But Cole is, I think a really close second to that. As far as just consistency.
Yeah, but
and I agree.
To be fair, play-by-play wise, who else have we had to compare him to? Mike Tenay, Tony Schiavone. Like, it's not exactly like you're really comparing him. Like, to say that he's been the second best to JR is like saying TNA is the second best to WWE.
It's not
that's that
true.
Much of a competition.
I know. There's not many options out there, but there are not very many options out there. Nobody's that's impressed WWE enough to keep going. We had Adam Lee for a while. We had,
Jeff Harvey.
I mean, plenty have tried and failed, so you got to give them that.
No,
much.
I understand that, and
making me crazy.
Like I said, it's a very difficult job, and it's got to be even more difficult for them for all the stuff that they have to deal with, and the added pressures that go with it. And I completely understand that. I do think though, and I'm like you said, it may be an issue of the 3-hour thing, it may be an issue of how much they actually have to do on a weekly basis, and I can understand that. But the amount, like just even the minute ability for them to just care about a wrestling match, if that's out the window, it can take a spectacular match like that 6-man tag was and really put some faults into it.
That's true.
I think it also hurts that they have almost too much personality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, JBL is a gimmick that we lived with for a whole year plus as the WWE champion. Michael Cole had his recent heel bullshit, which really fucked up commentary for the longest time.
Yep.
Then Jerry Lawler has heart attack, and Michael Cole couldn't really be a heel after that. And Lawler's been recycling the same old material from '93. And if you ever watch a TV show from '93, it does not translate now. Not even close.
I heard somewhere that, I guess in one of his books or whatever, he mentions how he has a book of one-liners that he sort of runs through, which isn't the best idea. Because
then he just tries to work them in.
Nothing to me is more funny and also a bit more devastating than listen to Jerry Lawler set up a joke and then have Michael and JBL no-sell it.
Guys, on this note, let's let me know, other than your commentary woes, let me know what you learned from wrestling this week. Let's go. You've been quiet a little bit over there, Wheels.
Oh, let's see. What did I learn from wrestling this week? I've learned that no matter what shoot job you are, if you talk about certain movies, you get your man card taken away.
What? This is a
Wait,
wrestling?
what?
There's a long
movie-
story
what
behind
movie
that,
did
and
you
I will
talk
tell
about?
you guys later.
What movie
That
did you
was
talk
mysterious.
about? Wheels?
Okay.
What movie?
I said I owned the collection of Twilight, and
Oh.
Yeah,
what?
you deserve.
said to me,
No.
"Give me your
No,
man card."
Wheels.
Yes.
Did you get laid from watching it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, we're both.
Oh, Bobby, how about you? What'd you learn about your man card this week?
I learned about my man card now. I learned about wrestling that Cody Rhodes can fly, and his planet needs him, and he almost took off the screen.
You know what?
So can John Cena.
Wait.
John Cena can fucking fly.
Wait.
Guys.
I'm thinking about. Hold on. Help me out, video game guys. So his. Oh, I think I know it now. So his move when he did the flippy thing and landed on his head and then flipped, kind of suplexed him. Like, that's a Street Fighter move, isn't it?
That's Zangief, yeah.
Zangief, yes! Exactly. This, flipping, he's upside down, and there's no possible way he could have caught his head, but he did anyways. Thank you very much. I knew it felt very familiar when it happened.
But I also learned something else. I learned that looking through their Survivor Series picks on WWE.com, I went a little further, and I accidentally clicked the next gallery over. And there is a gallery of the gobbledygooker being photobombed in other WWE historical events.
They've done a couple of those. They did one with Keith Slater a while back.
Oh my god.
It is amazing.
Mad Mike, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
Look, I learned I have to go look at WWE.com. But other than that, alright, I learned two very important things, both TNA related. I learned that Dixie Carter just posted out on Impact 365 that there's going to be a former world champion on Impact this Thursday. First of all, any guesses? Because I'm thinking it's Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock is coming back.
Ken
folks.
Shamrock.
I think
Wow.
Yeah. And the second thing I learned...
Welcome
I'm a
home
Raven.
in the video, so...
Most of those videos are missed, but there are very few. I look for keywords when I look at the Impact 365 videos. If it says Christopher Daniels trying on clothes, that's a hit, and you should watch it. I posted it on the Facebook group.
Nice.
But the other thing I learned, we may have the best tag team of all time coming to Impact on Thursday.
The Gobbledygooker?
Nope, better.
And
No, even better.
Better. Way better than all of this. Norv Furman
You are
and Dewey
in
Barnes.
November.
Wait,
Norv Furman and Dewey Barnes. The Revenge of the Nerds tag team.
oh man. That's
Bam!
Hashtag
best thing
November.
happened
Bam!
today. Surrogate LB, how about you?
That's me. That's Eamon. I learned from wrestling this week that there is nothing scarier than tax evasion.
Tax invasion?
You mean tax evasion?
Evasion.
I said evasion. I said
I said
evasion.
invasion.
Evasion.
Sure.
Tax
Invasion.
Asian.
You need
What
a
about you,
financial
Riz?
panther.
I learned that Great Khali has all the feels. He has all the feels right now.
All the feels.
He doesn't even know how
And
to
he
count
is-
past three.
He has just been friend zoned, and it's kind of hard to see him on Monday, even though he wasn't on the show on Monday. But seeing Natalia come out with her husband
Riz,
made me feel so sad for Great
I was gonna
Khali.
say you should be
Riz.
happy. His dick's for the taking.
Riz, he was on the show on Monday.
Oh yeah, he was.
He had
You
a
could
match with
tell.
Ryback.
You could tell.
You could tell he was off, though. You could tell he was off.
Yeah, you could tell he was off, and I felt for him.
When Ryback
Not
pinned
as
him, he
normal
didn't count to
off.
3.
Wow.
Oh, and I learned one more thing.
Yeah.
Big Show's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I learned.
What did you learn, Sorg?
Shit, now you made me forget.
No, good job, Mike.
God damn, I'm sorry, Sorg.
Shit, dude.
Well, all right, hold on. I'll fill talking about why Big Show's in the day while you remember. Big Show had literally a lawsuit that could get him millions and billions of dollars, and probably the entire WWE. And he has the lawyer of the McMahons, basically, in the person of David Otunga, saying that it will be very costly, but he's just like, fuck yeah, I just want my job back in the title shot. And then you guys can just beat the shit out of me for a while with chairs, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of dumb. I agree.
It's nice that he was able to get his job back without signing any contracts or anything. That's good.
Yeah, like how that worked out. I honestly,
that's how contracts work.
I honestly can't even figure out what I was about to say. Shit. Guys, it's the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
I know what you learned, Sorg.
What?
You learned. We podcast on Tuesday nights, Miles.
Our podcast on Tuesday nights. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Mayhem Show. We podcast on Tuesday nights, live.sorgatronmedia.com. You can join us about 9 p.m. Eastern time for that. And join us in the lovely, lovely chat room where we talk about gobbledygooker pictures and photo bombs and all kinds of other stuff. And you can join us on Watch the Live Stream there. And of course, WrestlingMayhemShow.com, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Blip TV, Roku app. And, of course, drop us a line at that email address.
Good times.
WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206 WMS0 at Mayhem Show on Twitter, Facebook group Wrestling Mayhem Show, Google Plus, Facebook page, like it, love it, plus it, all that stuff. Thank you guys. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, our lovely panel. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait.